What's up guys, Eric McAvoy here. I'm a 25-year-old real estate investor, born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, moved down to St. Petersburg about a year ago. Honestly, I moved down here on a whim with some money saved up and I said, look it, I'm gonna do real estate investing, I can figure this out, it can't be that hard. Lo and behold, I've spent all my money. And that's honestly why I wanted to sit down with you guys today, is do a day in the life of an average real estate investor. I'm still new to the game, I'm still learning. I don't have, 300 deals under my belt. I don't have 500 rental doors, but I'm working towards that. And so I want to show you guys what it looks like being a newer investor, how I utilize SIFT in my day-to-day life, and just what that looks like. I came down when all the gyms first shut down. That's what I was doing prior, working just a typical 9 to 5, which was realistically more like a 9 to 6. All the gyms shut down. I was like, well, I'm gonna go somewhere better than where it's cold. Came down to St. Pete, fell in love, went back up, quit and moved with no plan other than real estate investing. I very quickly blew through about $35,000 and found myself needing a job yet again. And so I had to pick up another job. It was a sales job, so it was pretty decent money, but I moved down here telling myself I'm never gonna get a job again. 4 months later, I had a job. And luckily, I found REISift, and that was the catalyst to springboarding me into real estate investing full time. You'll go on any YouTube channel, any Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is where they're talking about real estate investing, and it's always just this super basic, broad advice of like, hey, just pick up the phone and cold call and get this list and do that. And it's never very particular, and there's no sequence to it. So it's like, okay, once you've done this, then what, right? So when I found REISift, I was like, this makes perfect sense. It's a little complicated, but once you get it figured out, it's hands down the most powerful tool that I've come across in real estate investing, and everybody else that uses it is in the same boat. The biggest thing for me was that instead of, again, just having that big, broad, overarching type of advice, REISift and Tyler and the whole community is basically like, hey, here's steps 1 through 100. Here's how you do it. Here's a video detailing it. Go do it. And so the most powerful thing about SIFT and the community and everything they're doing is they really do put all the responsibility on you. There's no one left to blame. There's no one to say, well, I didn't know how to do that. I can't figure this out. Because the information's there, the content is there, the education's there, and it's really just on you to get it figured out. I've gone to the mastermind, I've gone to another event that REISift was a sponsor of, and being able to meet other users in person, talk to them in the Facebook group, hit them up on WhatsApp and get their opinions and their insights has been extremely beneficial. Because one of the great things about REISift and the community is everybody does it differently, right? So everybody's doing the same thing. We're all real estate investors, but how people attack their market, how people attack what they're doing is all different. And so if there's a problem I'm having and someone knows how to overcome that problem, I can go to them and say, hey, I need help with this. And they walk me through step by step how they're doing it. And then if I know how to do something well, I can then help out someone else who's getting into the game as well. Welcome to the beautiful 3-in-1. Not only is it an office, but it's also a living room and a kitchen. This is the life of an at-home real estate investor working with REISift. This is where the magic happens. I can do all my work from right here. Every once in a while I'll go out and I'll go meet a seller in person, or I'll go walk a property or something like that. But 9 times out of 10, I can get all my work done just utilizing the SIFT platform from home. We can take a deep dive into day in the life, what I do, how I utilize SIFT. So pretty much I wake up, get to working on my dashboard, get to check in on my leads, check in and see what my team's currently working on, make sure everything's set up for the day. All my VAs have their tasks for the day outlined. They know what they're supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. It's all beautifully organized on my obnoxiously big TV that I bought with the sole purpose of using REISift. So my team is currently me, and then I have 4 VAs working with me. 3 of them are doing cold calling and texting. One of them is a systems manager, and she also does some cold calling and texting. And then one of the cold callers will also actually do some deep prospecting as well as working in the go, no go process. So of the team of 4 that I have, as far as the cold calling and texting, currently all of them do Sensei flow. That, in my eyes, has been, again, one of the single most important aspects of the business, is having a strict protocol that all my VAs follow. They all know exactly how to do it. And the great part about REISift and Tyler's YouTube channel is I don't even have to teach them how to do it. I text them Tyler's video and I say, hey, watch this video, watch it again, and then watch it one more time, take notes, come back to me with questions. We go over it and they're trained up from a free piece of content that's already on YouTube, walking you through exactly how to do all this stuff. So as far as my day and what it looks like, right now in my company, the setup is, again, I've got the 4 VAs working as data management, cold calling, texting, essentially lead generation. So their main job is reach out to all the prospects that I have, call them up, shoot them a text, say, hey, we're a local investor looking to see if you want to sell your home. Once someone says yes, the role of my VA is to get all the detailed information as far as about the current property, why they'd want to sell, timeline, condition, motivation, etc. And then they submit that to me. So my job currently in my business is to take a look at my leads as they get submitted, follow up with them, set appointments, try and get walkthroughs done, make offers, get contracts, and close deals. Of course, I do have some admin stuff to do because, again, I am still kind of a beginner at this, so I don't have every single system fully automated yet. That's what I'm working towards. But one of the things that I personally had to learn the hard way is a lot of times you got to do the heavy lifting yourself first. You can't just go and immediately automate everything. Sometimes you do have to sit on the phone. You do have to make cold calls for 8 hours. You do have to send the texts. You do have to do, the boring, monotonous admin work up until the point where you're closing deals, and then you can afford to hire on people to do that. So that was my main goal, was let's get some deals closed, let's get some cash in the bank, hire people, reinvest back into the company, reinvest into more and better data, and then market to that to then be able to close more and more deals. My lead generation, my KPIs, numbers like that, since I've brought on the full-size team that I have now, has certainly gone up, and it's made a huge difference as far as what my day-to-day life looks like, because now I have a lot more leads to follow up with. I'm currently working on extremely easily visible in the SIFT account. Currently working on 88 leads right here. Some of these leads were submitted to me 2 days ago. Some of them have been here for 3 months. And so each of them kind of has a different task assigned to them and what I need to be doing with them. And then, so as far as me personally with my business, kind of the next steps and what I'm looking to do is one of my VAs who's been with me the longest, I want to get him trained up to be a lead manager. So he's going to be in charge of maintaining relationships with all these leads, working them towards the point where they're going to be ready to sell. And then once they're like, hey, I'll sign something, we need a price and we're good, then it goes to me and I'll close it. Because I've gotten to the point now where I figured out lead generation, I figured out data management, and the biggest thing now is just getting the leads closer to the finish line to then let me take over. So one of my biggest things I always ask myself is, okay, what am I spending most of my time doing throughout the day? And is that going to generate revenue? If it is, I want to keep doing it, but also how can I offload it to someone else? So with my VA, I'm not at a point where I want him sending out offers and docu-signing contracts for me. We're not there, but I do feel comfortable with him being the second point of contact. So once a lead gets submitted and someone says, hey, I'm ready to sell, I'm considering it, give me 6 months, whatever the situation may be. From the initial VA, I'm good with Vito, my second VA, to go in there, build more relationship, really get all the details down, figure out every last piece of the puzzle to then be able to bring it to me. Because currently, I'm the second point of contact and I'm the person closing it. And if I want to continue to scale, continue to grow, and free up more of my time to focus on bigger picture things, I need to train him up to get into that position. All right, so one of my other main jobs is to track KPIs, make sure we're hitting our daily and weekly targets so that I know that we're on track to hit the metrics that we want to hit. So two of my main sheets that I always check in on is my KPI Google Excel sheet, or Google Sheet, whatever you want to call it. This one has kind of all the main, like the top most important pieces of information. So most important things for me as far as what I'm tracking are number of prospects reached, number of texts sent, number of dials sent, and then what all those prospects were dispositioned as. So this kind of is a much easier to read view of the KPI sheet. So this is for the month of November thus far. We're on the 27th, so practically the whole month. So this month so far, we've hit 1,234 different prospects. We've made 8,200 dials. Our connection rate is 13%, which means 13% of all the dial attempts that we make, we are connected to a live human being. And then of all these, we have 25 leads. So we do some quick math. We can say 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 25. Okay, so right now we are averaging 49 prospects per lead. And then, of all those leads, how many does it take to then get a contract? And then of all those contracts, how many does it take to get a deal? We're in the car headed to Clearwater. It's about 25 minutes north of St. Pete, still in Pinellas County. We're headed up to check out the 4th deal that I've got working on right now. This one is a little bit of a new style deal, and I'll be able to tell you guys more about that once we get to the property. Guys, so background on this one, this is officially my 7th deal. It's my 4th deal since using REISift, and those 4 have happened in a much shorter time frame than the other 3 being outside of Sift. So another little shameless plug. But I'll tell you what, when I got the call from the lady, from the owner of the property saying she's ready to sell, it's still that like giddy Christmas morning feeling. It's still, it's super exciting, because I'm helping her out. She's in a sticky situation, one that she does not want to be in, and she was extremely grateful. I'm gonna be able to walk you guys through the whole thing, take you guys through all of it. How we got the deal, what the numbers look like, expected outcome, and I'll show you the real live action. I'm excited to walk you guys through it, show you everything about it, and we'll see you there. All right, team, here we are at the property. Backstory on this one, so reached out to the owner. Turns out he was deceased. Got in touch with his sister, who lives up in New York, and again, we are down in St. Petersburg, Florida. So there's a bit of a gap there. Got in touch with her. She said, stop talking to me. Don't contact me. I don't own the property. I can't sell it to you. Block my number. Delete my number. I, being the persistent little guy that I am, texted her daily, if not twice a day for about 3 weeks. Really trying to be like, hey, look, I went to probate. I saw the deed. You're on title. You can sell the property, because she thought she couldn't. She thought the bank already owned it. After about 3 weeks, I said, all right, I'll give her some breathing room. I'll take a step back. And then lo and behold, that coming Monday, so 4 days later, she texts me and says, hey, give me a call. She'd never spoken to me on the phone, would only communicate via text. Hopped on the phone with her. She said, Eric, I'm so sorry. You were right. I can sell the home. I just got a letter from code enforcement saying that if I don't start fixing XYZ, I'm going to get fined. If you can do this price, I'll sign today. And I said, Linda, the contract is in your email. So we got it locked up at 225. We're actually going to take it over sub 2 because the mortgage is in her deceased brother's name, and he does not need to pull credit anytime soon. So we only need to bring 14 grand to the table. They're going to fix it up, rehab it, get it rocking and rolling, and then refinance back out in 6 months. ARV, we're looking at about 315, 330. So we should be able to pull out about 100% of the money that we're in it for. So we will then own a cash flowing Airbnb for $0 out of pocket. So let's go take a look inside. As you can see, just a little bit of TLC, flooring and paint, and we're good. So in here, we got the main living room. It's actually a pretty decent sized space. You broken glass, watch your feet. You got the kitchen over here. So with this game plan, redo the whole thing, right? So new cabinets, new hardware, new appliances, new countertops, new backsplash. Really just vamp this thing up, because again, this is going to be an Airbnb. So you want to make sure pictures really sell the property, and the kitchen is obviously one of the most important parts of any property. So a lot of the budget that we have for this renovation is going to go into here. We're currently working on a scope of work with my GC, so I don't have official numbers yet, but that's kind of the kitchen. That's going to be the plan on that. We can go over this way. So this is a 2-bed, 2-bath, about 1,300 square feet. We've got bathroom number 1, which honestly is not in terrible shape, right? I think repaint, reglaze, touch up some stuff. We got a lot of toilet paper for all of our guests, which is neat. That comes with the property, actually. We got bedroom number 1 right over here with a spider web. Not the biggest bedroom, but you know, for an Airbnb, it does the trick. And then we got the master suite over here. Much bigger bedroom, walk-in closet, and we have a bathroom in here as well. This one again, decent shape, not horrible, right? So just gonna clean this place up, tidy it up. So exterior-wise, we do actually have a relatively new AC unit. It's certainly not, the old window shakers that you get here a lot in Florida. Again, we got this big, this is a decent sized screen. Yeah, watch the needles. Decent sized screen-in porch. It's in, I'm not gonna say good shape, but it's not in terrible shape. It's not bad. But yeah, I can't decide if we're gonna keep the pink. Comment down below if you think we should keep the pink on the exterior of the home. But this is screen and porch. Gonna deck this out, make it look pretty cool. And then again, got the whole backyard over here. Honestly, just lawn mow that, put the fire pit up, because fire pits always look good in pictures. And when you're on vacation, there's nothing you want to do more than make s'mores. So that concludes my newest acquisition, guys. And I did, again, just want to thank the REISift community, because really that has been the biggest catalyst to my newfound success. Again, I've been trying my hand at this stuff for a while, and Sift really has solidified what I need to do. It's really made my whole real estate investing journey a whole lot easier. One of the great things, again, is the product doesn't baby you. It doesn't hold your hand, but it teaches you exactly what you need to do. All you have to do is put in the work, put in the effort, learn the product, learn the systems, and go implement. That's how we got this thing. Here's real living proof, right? It's not some picture. It's not something I could make up. It's a real property. So I'm excited. If you guys want to, shoot me a message and keep up with the process on this thing, feel free to reach out in the community. Hit me up on Instagram or whatever. And thank you again to the Sift community, and hope this video is helpful.